What's up, everybody?
Hello.
So, are we good? Should we just jump right into this?
Yeah,
I'm up for it.
I think.
All right. I love Evie's sounds in the background.
Yeah.
It would be the same if we had Oliver in here.
He's not meowing. He's just.
All right, here we go. On this episode of the Culture Smash Cast,
The Gears of War turn on Netflix.
The superest of stonks had another day of trading sideways.
And I bet you didn't see that twister coming.
it's the Culture Smash Cast, episode 618 for March the 22nd, 2023. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of the Culture Smash Cast. Nico?
Nicholas Qualls, contributor to Culture Smash Cast.
Tina?
Tina Qualls, contributor to Culture Smash Cast.
Zach?
Zach, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm an investor.
That's true. Sorta.
I've invested.
You guys, right before the show started, I introduced Zach to my latest creation.
Oh my God, good.
I took honey seasoned bourbon and infused it for a week and a half with orange peels. And it's delicious.
It really is like lovely.
Like with a little bitters, it literally is an old fashioned. We're good to go. It is delicious. We will be enjoying that this weekend as we partake in all 4 John Wick movies.
Oh shit! Why did I do that?
What did you do?
I logged into my Fidelity account.
Because you got hype. Did we lose Nico and Tina?
No, we're here. We muted for baby. We're good.
I looked at my total position. Would you like to see a bad number?
Let's just get to it when we have the story.
I know. But there. Oh shit.
Oh God.
Hold on. There's the final.
Oh my God. All right. We'll talk about
There we
this
go.
Oh God. Oh God.
So you guys are watching all 4 John Wick movies.
Yes,
and
we are doing
Nico and I have
Yeah.
seen Dungeons and Dragons already.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's get to that discussion in a second then. I'm very interested to hear about this. So, what have you guys been up to other than seeing Dungeons and Dragons early?
Reading, birthday stuff.
Yeah, it's Tina's birthday today.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy
Thank
birthday
To you.
It's your birthday.
For you.
Baby
Happy
stuff, and one of the
birthday.
boys is moving out.
And
What? Oh, really?
Yeah, he wanted to go on ahead and get a jump start and living with his dad. So
but,
the other one's still on the fence.
But yeah, I've been watching stuff. Like I'm caught up on Mandalorian and stuff. Yeah.
All right, so
That's a
remind me on
Yeah.
Mandalorian so we can talk about it during TV because I'd like to hear your thoughts on that too because I only watched the first episode.
Okay.
So we can definitely.
I
get into
have
the show.
thoughts. I will be happy to give them.
Okay, good. Don't let me forget because it's not in the script, and if it's not written in front of me, I'll forget. So
I got it.
Don't let me forget. All right. So over here, I've been infusing bourbon. I'm actually watching some streaming shit. So I watched a movie last night.
I mean, we watched the movie Saturday night.
Yeah, we watched Troll 2 Saturday night on 35mm film.
The worst 35mm.
And it was incredible. Like there were some times that we thought it literally felt like the film was going to jump off the projector. It was bumping so hard.
It's not the worst print we've ever seen.
No, but it's the worst print of that movie that I've seen.
I mean, it's in the top, I'd say 3.
But also that movie is just fun, and we got to experience it with some people who'd never seen it before, so that was pretty great.
Some would say the Slumber Party Massacre is the worst 35mm print they've ever seen.
Some would say that. Others would say I Drink Your Blood is the worst 35mm print we've ever seen.
So I'll one-up you. I Drink Your Blood
Yes.
had redshifted to hell and back,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a clean print.
It was missing an entire segment of the movie.
I mean, there's that,
That's a big deal.
but it was clean.
Splicing out a few frames here and there is one thing. Missing a segment of the film
Multiple.
where a character disappears from
multiple segments of the film. Was
so
just
much so
missing
that a character disappears
from the
movie.
celluloid.
So to me, that's the worst. That's the
It's-
worst.
It's a good contender.
I mean, it is. So
Sorry
That was
to
a good time.
derail.
if you could see Troll 2, I recommend. The best way to see Troll 2, though, is if you watch it in a double feature with the documentary.
It actually
That's
is
the way to do it. But I watched a little documentary last night. Netflix has a documentary, or there is a documentary on Netflix. I don't know.
I bet I know which one this is.
It's called Money Shot. And it's
I
a
heard about
documentary about
this.
Pornhub.
Yeah, I heard about this.
So the movie was recommended to me by Nathan.
Of course.
And he really liked it. So that got me thinking, I know what to expect. I know what this movie's going to be. And the first thing he told me is there's gigantic titties in it. He was real hype about that. I
I'm
love that.
expecting gigantic all the body parts.
I love that about Nathan. But this is not the documentary I thought it was. I'll just leave it at that. It is not what I thought it was going to be.
Is it
I quite liked it, though.
Is it anti-porn, the movie?
Anti-porn? No. But yeah, it's actually not as over the top as I thought it was going to be. It's actually a better movie than I thought it was going to be. Like, I got hooked into it. It's interesting.
Do you see hard dicks?
No.
0 out of 10.
Yep. And in fact, when they do screenshots of the thumbnails, like on the page, on the Pornhub page, they blur them.
Oh, come on.
Yep.
So is this documentary made in conjunction with Pornhub, or is it like
No.
more of an expose on Pornhub?
It is a more of an expose.
Oh, it's rated R.
Yeah, the two CEOs of Pornhub are actually not involved in this movie. So,
Well, then what the fuck?
I learned a lot watching this movie that I didn't know about Pornhub. It was a very interesting movie. I didn't expect it to be that. I just thought it was going to be like another one of those, gratuitous porn documentaries with a bunch of nudity and porn stars talking about fucking. But it's not that. It's more than that. There is some of that, but it's more than that. It's actually a pretty good movie. I recommend.
Which is better, this or Pleasure?
Oh, this is better. Pleasure has more nudity, but this is a better movie.
Pleasure has nudity where they're like, "Are you shocked?" And it's like,
No, not really. Not shocked anymore. Not by that. Yeah.
It's like, "Oh no."
Also,
Seen
Pleasure.
a couple of those before.
Also, Pleasure is not a documentary, so
I
it's a
know.
very different thing.
I know, but it's about the adult porn industry.
It is.
That's not Boogie Nights.
It is a social commentary. It is that for sure.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I watched that over the weekend. It was good. That's really about it. Unique for me. Zach showed up late, going to a movie because he was playing a
5
game.
minutes late.
Because he was playing a game.
5 minutes.
Still,
Yeah.
no.
And you know what happened? I got my ass kicked in that game.
Worth
Looked at
it.
the time
Worth
and
it.
went, "Oh fuck."
Worth it. At least there's that. All right, so let's move on in here and get into this then. Join us every Wednesday night live on YouTube, Twitch, and or Facebook. 7 p.m., 7:15 actually CST. Follow us on either of those platforms and join the conversation. We'll definitely interact with you. Special thanks to Skinny Mixes for supporting the Culture Smash cast. Skinny Mixes are coffee and dessert syrups that are 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 to 2 carbs. Head on over to skinnymixes.com and try some of their syrups, such as the white chocolate, salted dark chocolate, and salted caramel, and the variety of cocktail mixes that they offer, including the margarita, which is a delicious one, and the different fruit infusions that they have. Infudins. Use promo code CultureSmash for 15% discount. All right.
They should do a honey bourbon orange
They-
infusion.
They don't need to. They just need to do the complimentary mixer.
I mean, I don't know. This is amazing.
It is amazing. So these are slightly out of order. So we'll start with box office and then because they're out of order in the script. I don't know how that happened, but okay. All right. So here's the box office from last weekend. Number 10 was Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It made $1.5 million. It's made 182.6 so far, and it is really good. I'm glad you finally saw it. Or part
I
of
saw
it.
like the first 20 minutes.
It's good.
Shit, it's good.
It is. Number 9 is Avatar: The Way of Water. It made $2 million. It's made $678 million so far. Number 8 is Champions. It made $3.1 million. It's made 10.6 in total. Number 7 is Jesus Revolution. It made $3.4 million. It's made 45.5 in total so far. Number 6 is Cocaine Bear. It made another 3.9 million. It's made 58.5 so far. I've been laughing on TikTok about all the other movies now that are coming out. There's Cocaine Shark, and I think it's Alligator. I think it's Alligator, called Meth Alligator. These movies are already in production.
Just call it Alligator.
Yeah, right.
Just call it Florida.
It's true. Exactly. Number 5 is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It made 4.2 million. It's made 205.9 so far. Number 4 is 65. It made 5.8 million. It's made 22.4 million in total. Number 3 is Creed 3. It's made another $15 million. It's made 127.7 so far. Number 2 is Scream 6, 17.3. It's made 75.8 million. And opening new over the weekend is Shazam: Fury of the Gods. It made $30 million for its opening weekend. I saw it.
That's not good numbers.
Well, it's not a good movie. This coming from somebody who liked the first one, by the way. I have it on my shelf back here. I enjoyed the first one. It's a good little family movie.
I like the director as a person.
I think he's giving. I think he's good to his community as far as filmmakers and that kind of thing.
I mean, shit, we bought some of his stuff.
We bought our sound system. Our sound recording system was a recommendation of his.
Yeah.
So,
and
yeah,
fucking good.
He's great, but his movies mostly suck balls. And this one is back to the ball sucking era because it's not good. It's, I mean, it's not as bad as the Children of the Corn remake. I'll say that.
A 0.
Yeah, it is a 0.
I mean, that's like saying I didn't have horrible diarrhea today.
But you know what? In a way, it almost makes it worse because at least the Children of the Corn remake is absolutely so bad that I found myself enjoying it. But this movie, it's boring. It's boring. It's bland. Okay, here's a perfect example. I had to go to the bathroom during the movie. I chose to go during the action. Like when the action scenes are happening, because the action scenes are so bland and so boring, and the CGI is so bad. I was like, "This is stupid. I'm gonna go pee now."
Did you have the thought while you were in there of like, why don't I just leave?
I did, but then I couldn't count it.
Damn. Oh, that's right.
I wouldn't be able to count it.
Rules.
Hey, I play honest.
You could have just taken a nap.
I could have. I could have.
You're in the
Maybe I can't do that.
I mean, it literally.
If he stays through the movie.
I can't do that because it's loud. It's like sleeping through loud noise like that.
Yeah. The one thing that's really bad about this movie is the main character, the Billy Batson character. He and his alter ego Shazam are fucking unlikable in this movie. I hated both of them in this movie. And that's not really kind of how you're supposed to feel, I think, but that's how I felt coming out of it. So I say skip it. It's not good. But the ending of the movie and the post-credit scenes are really cringy knowing where DC is now.
Well, I mean, I think that's another reason nobody cares about this movie is because it's all getting rebooted. Who fucking cares?
But the difference was that especially with the first Shazam movie, it's kind of its own thing. Like, other than a little gag at the end of the first one, it really had no inclusion in the greater DCEU. So if they'd had 2 good movies, at least you would have that like complete thing. Is anybody bothered by me spoiling the end of it at all?
No.
So the only thing that's set up in this movie is that Billy Batson has a super big crush on Wonder Woman. Well, Gal Gadot shows up at the end of the movie as Wonder Woman.
Is it in the movie or is it a post-credit?
Oh, no, that's in the movie.
Oh, wow.
That's in the movie.
Cringe.
Yeah. And then the post-credit scene are a couple of people from from the show, the James Gunn show. Peacemaker. It's 2 of the side actors from Peacemaker showing up to invite Shazam into the JSA.
Cringe.
So we know the JSA isn't happening. I don't know. I think Peacemaker is going to come back. but we know Shazam is not going to be part of it. So the whole thing is just
It's like a
useless.
wet, flat
Well,
fart.
It's like what Zach said. It's like this. I've seen multiple like people just refer to this as like a lame duck movie release because
It is.
it is. This is not going to be part of the DC universe really going forward. I don't think like none of James Gunn and Peter Safran's like statements of what the first phase mentions anything about Shazam or Zachary Levi.
Yep.
So it's really weird that this is what superhero movies have gotten to. Thanks to Marvel, we all expect each movie has to lead into the next one. So if it's not part of a greater story, a larger story, then it doesn't count. And that's what Shazam is now. It doesn't count. And again, I also really liked the first one, and I really did not have a lot of interest in seeing this one. But I also think a lot of it is just because I think I liked the first one in spite of Zachary Levi as Shazam. Like I liked the family dynamics in all of that. But
yes,
I feel like
I agree.
a lot of the marketing material for this one, he just comes off as obnoxious. And it sounds like
you know, in the real world, he's kind of coming off as obnoxious
that's
too.
also true. Which is
you know,
sad.
he's coming out as an anti-vaxxer and all this stuff.
Which is
and
sad
it's just
because
so
I love Chuck. And
I really love Chuck. Yeah, I agree.
Adam Baldwin is also in a similar like lane too, and it's like, God damn! I hope this doesn't happen to any more Chuck actors.
Agree.
Like,
So
what's her name? Who's on *Handmaid's Tale*? I think is okay. So that's
yeah.
good.
I think we're good with her, and that's good because I really like her a lot too. What's interesting is all the stuff that came out about this movie as of late, having to do with The Rock. Because
I
The
was
Rock
reading about this.
So in the comics, now you probably don't know it as much, but in the comics, Black Adam is an arch enemy of Shazam. I mean, they are mirror images of each other, and
that's why he's got a lightning bolt.
Exactly, but because The Rock wanted to amplify Black Adam as a character, he insisted because it was supposed to be Zachary Levi in the post-credit scenes of Black Adam. But The Rock demanded basically to amplify the character as an enemy of Superman. So that's why we get Henry Cavill at the end, which it didn't make any sense when they did that post-credit scene to begin with. But okay. And then it comes out now that the post-credit scene of Shazam, which this would have been even funnier if they had actually done this the way it was supposed to be. A couple of the characters from the Black Adam movie, JSA members, Hawkman and somebody else, one of the other characters.
Aldous Hodge and I forget who, the non-Pierce Brosnan actors.
The non-Pierce Brosnan characters were supposed to show up and invite Shazam to the JSA. But again, The Rock demanded that those characters stay exclusive to his movie. So they end up using side characters from the TV show instead.
That weren't in
JSA. Any of the that literally had nothing to do with the JSA.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and to me, if they had gone forward with this, it would have been weird for Peacemaker because that group is not the JSA. It to me kind of screwed up everything. And sadly for The Rock, I think this has put like a little ick factor on him as a person. Like his ego gets in the way of storytelling in such a big way here. And I think it's actually probably hurt him a little bit.
Well, at this point, I think we can all agree. Like, I think Warner at this point is right in just burning down the goddamn jungle.
Oh, for sure.
And starting fresh.
Yep.
Like, holy shit. Think about this. We had the Snyderverse. We had we're not Snyderverse anymore. We're going to be fun. And then that failed because no one likes this shit because we're still tied to the fucking Snyderverse.
I mean, Aquaman was very well received. The first Shazam was very well received. The Wonder Woman movies.
Very well received.
Aquaman 2.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so we still have Aquaman. I've also heard that, which is weird. It's Shazam 2 is middling numbers. I hear Aquaman 2 is also not doing good. It's like these movies, like Wonder Woman, same thing. Wonder Woman 1, good. 2, awful. And it's like, what is the problem? Especially, huh?
It's a curse.
It could be a curse. Because
The
it's,
mummy
it's
curse.
the same creative team because all three of those movies have the same director going into the sequel.
It's
So-
the inverse Star Trek curse.
Yeah, for real.
It is a fascinating conundrum, though, but it does feed into the idea of like that was the concern when the idea of we're going to just reboot the DC universe. Like, what about these success stories? Like, well, these are not success stories anymore. So yes, we're going to Scorch Earth reboot. Sorry, guys, and it's just I
think consistently it's rushing. It's because they rush from the first one to the second one.
Yeah,
I think that's true too. It doesn't make me worry about the Batman because the Batman is also a good movie, and it's gonna have the same curse. Okay,
It's got 3 good acts. The fourth one,
yeah,
2 good acts.
okay, it's got 1 great act.
There we go.
Yeah, the first act is amazing.
Still, it is reasonably decent movie, and if it follows the track record of these other movies,
the next one's going to suck.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the problem started immediately when they announced Batman v Superman, or I'm sorry, Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. And go, we're doing the Justice League post Avengers.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to compete with your enemy on the battlefield, but your enemy is at home polishing his trophy with Brasso from
war
the
is already
fight
over.
you weren't at.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it's been copying Marvel at every turn. Fuck, we need a Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Fuck,
that's the inverse. That is the inverse of the 2-1 because different creative team did 2, but that one was much better on the second go round.
So you know what's sad though is everybody talks about Marvel's so great at the connected universe and all that stuff, but I think more and more as I look back on Marvel movies, my favorite era of Marvel movies was when they were still one-offs and the only thing that connected them was a post-credit scene. It wasn't as aggressively connected. I mean, there might be some connective tissue within those early
here
movies.
and there, like Coulson being like, "Oh, I have to go to Mexico for something." New Mexico, like.
I get the feeling. I think they have different problems, but I think they have both connected problems and different problems. Marvel's problems is that their movies are too convoluted now because they are overly connected. DC's problems aren't that. DC's problems are their movies are just bad. Marvel's is bad. Marvel's is overconnected and getting lazy because they're resting on laurels. DC doesn't have laurels to rest on, but it's still trying to do it anyway.
DC is trying to rest on Marvel's laurels.
Yes.
Exactly.
But there is also this whole idea of like, okay, guys, let's dial it back a little bit on the superhero movies. When we see Disney starting to course correct, they are pushing back releases. They are starting to put more breathing room, and like that's good. 2 Marvel movies a year is probably what we need. We probably do not need.
That's
3.
plenty.
We don't need 4. TV shows definitely need to rein back in. I think now that we're out of the Chapek era of Disney, we are going to see hopefully some more course correction. Even though I think I can only say how many Disney Plus shows are there? There's like
I've lost count.
10.
Me too.
I like 2.5. I think of 3. I think 3 combined, which is like 1 I like, 1 I like. Half of 1 I like, half of 1, maybe a quarter. It's like but still, like while there's some okay things here, it's like you guys are still shitting the bed by putting way too much stuff out, and I'd rather you just take a break.
You know, it's funny when I think back to the shows. There's only one that I would revisit, and I'm kind of glad that it's kind of mostly self-contained. I mean, there is some stuff at the end, but it's mostly self-contained, which is Hawkeye.
Yeah, Hawkeye.
That's the only one I would really think about revisiting.
I think the stars are Hawkeye, and I personally really like She-Hulk, but it scratches a very sitcom-y itch that I enjoy. But yeah, it's like those are the ones I would revisit. I don't really care about going back to see a lot of the other ones.
I enjoyed some of Loki and some of WandaVision, but not enough to rewatch them.
That's what I mean. Like the halves and halves is like I like bits of those, and I like the fact that WandaVision tried something quirky. like with its era of television.
I appreciate that they really went for
Yeah.
something different, but
I-
literally I think it was 9 episodes, and I think I really aggressively liked a third of them. I like the middle third. I like the middle 3.
Yeah, I liked the. I have a fondness for like that kind of Nick and Knight era old 50s, 60s
Yeah.
sitcom. So I liked those, but yeah, it's just I'm tangenting, but yeah, it's just like no one wanted. I don't know if anyone wanted the Shazam sequel. I think we were fine with the first one. I don't know if it was when did Shazam come out? Like 2018?
I don't remember.
19? It was pre-pandemic, right?
Maybe it wasn't
2019.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
so
I mean, when you think about it, that kind of was rushed because you had pandemic and then you had shoot and post production. So
yeah,
they didn't have that long to write.
Recently, this movie was really in production for like 2 years, which is not long for this kind of movie. Yeah, it doesn't feel rushed because of the pandemic, but it was, and I just don't know if it was needed. I also have a concern about Shazam as a long-term character if they continue with that idea of Shazam is really a child in a man's body and not they change places and Shazam, the captain, is a completely different character.
I mean, I heard that like in the movie you only see Billy Batson for like 10 minutes, if that.
Yeah, it's not much.
And like what little bit of what we got in the first movie, again, Billy Batson was kind of an ass, and Shazam was obnoxious, but it was also him ingratiating himself into this newfound family, and that was the endearing part of the movie. And we don't have him ingratiating himself into a found family; that's already taken care of. So he just gets back to being obnoxious in this one.
Yeah, and then this thing also does the typical shit that we kind of let slide with the first Avengers movie, but you just got to fucking stop doing it, which is let's create a bunch of red shirt monsters so everybody has something to fight, even though it doesn't mean anything to the plot.
The no-face drones from the Phantom Menace?
I mean, pretty much. And then we've got a bunch of family members that don't have superpowers, so we got to give them something to do.
Fuck off.
You know, and literally it is that formula the last 20 minutes. And I'm like, oof.
Who wrote this shit?
Our guy, our boy.
No, don't say that.
He co-wrote for sure.
Don't do this.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's correct.
No.
I thought he co-wrote it. Right.
So it's Henry Gayden, who wrote the first Shazam.
Okay. And which was good.
Chris Morgan, who wrote oh god.
What?
So let's just start here. The Mummy 2017.
Oh god.
I told you, the Mummy Curse.
Bird Box.
It is the Mummy Curse. People liked Bird Box. I don't fucking get it though.
Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
I like that one. I like that movie.
And now this.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. He was a producer of The Mummy.
Oh, okay.
And a producer of Bird Box. So
Hobbs and Shaw I liked. Hobbs and Shaw's a fun movie. Yeah. We got to move on though. We're dragging.
Sorry.
So let's get a film ball update.
All right. So for our main game, in 5th place with $67 million is Steven. You dropped a spot, my dude.
Son of a bitch.
In 4th place with 96.9 million is Nathan. In 3rd place with 113.5 is me.
Oh shit.
In 2nd place with 220.3 million is Zach.
Hell yeah.
And then in 1st place with 266.7 million, separated only by 46.4 million, by the way, is Nico.
All right.
And for the secondary game, you have in 5th place with 28.5 million, AV Collecting. Oh. In 4th place with 38.8 million is Steven. In 3rd place,
in that one too.
Yep. In 3rd place with 132.7 million is Overly Honest. In 2nd place with 285.2 million is Jason. Okay. And in 1st place with 313.7 million is Movies with Nerdy.
Oh, he's got that Ant-Man monies.
Yeah.
Well, we'll update that on the regular Friday night TikTok live stream. You should join us over there. and they are really smack talking, so it's pretty funny to watch. Oh, and Nathan says, Zach, Nathan says thank you for giving money to his movie this weekend.
What did I do?
We're gonna go see John Wick, so he's like, thank you.
Yeah, all my 50 cents. There you go.
I know, me too.
Which, by the way,
Mhm.
today I did a little experiment. So John Wick 4 is coming out this weekend.
Right?
For a 8 p.m.
Mhm.
regular ticket,
Mhm.
2D, no frills, was $19.
Damn, ticket prices have really gone up, I guess.
If you want a IMAX ticket, it's like 25, 26 bucks.
Well, okay, that's slightly up.
Dolby
They've
Vision's-
always been 22.
Yeah, Dolby is 24.
Now, do you think this is regular price, or is it escalated because opening weekend?
Escalated because of the opening weekend. But fuck that shit.
That's
What
all-
is that?
That's weird because mine are all zero.
Yeah.
Mine too. Me too.
I mean, mine's 50 cents.
Well, actually, mine was 50 cents too. It normally isn't because I buy at the kiosk, but since
Seats.
we're all going together, we wanted to make sure and get seats together. So we
Yeah,
spent
makes
the
sense.
50-cent fee. So opening this weekend is John Wick Chapter 4. It is at 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
How many reviews?
Yeah, how many reviews? It's got to be a lot, though. Everybody's seeing it now.
So 121 reviews.
Damn, and it's
that's
still
impressive.
94. Yeah.
8.2 out of 10 average score.
Oof. That's
Fuck.
I'm hyped. I had legit concerns because it's so long. It's a 3-hour long movie.
It's 2 hours and 49 minutes
It hurts.
without trailers,
Yeah.
without intermissions.
So 3 hours, 10 minutes
Holy
with trailers. That's what it's going to be. Also opening this weekend is The Lost King. It is 74%. I think that's a British movie. It stars Sally Hawkins.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, me either. But it's opening wide apparently.
Oh, I know this movie now. It's when she is part of, I think it's kind of based on a true story on finding the body of, I think it's Richard the Third. It's one of the basically
Yeah, it's
like
Richard the Third.
yeah, Richard the Third who's died in a battle, but they never found his body, and she is part of this amateur archaeological society or something. And they deduce where it probably is under some parking lot in somewhere in England, and they find it. That's
Oh,
the
wow.
Lost King.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Yeah, I'll probably end up seeing it at some point if it sticks around, just because I need at least 3 every time I go.
Yeah, you gotta see shit.
I'm trying to even remember what I saw last weekend. I saw Shazam, and there were 2 other movies, and I don't remember what.
And
they
you
were.
remember Shazam over those? Wow.
Yeah.
Let me check your letterbox.
Oh, okay. You can pull it up faster than me. One of them was a terrible fucking movie. That one I remember. It's one of those old lady movies because it was the only thing that fit my time slot. Called Moving On. It has Bridget Fonda in it and the funny lady. I can't remember her name.
Oh,
Nathan
Lily Tomlin.
Jones and the Six.
Lily Tomlin. That's right. No, that's a show.
Okay.
You got to go to the list. You got to go to the Pushing 150 list. There you go. So it was Shazam, Moving On, and something else.
I find Letterboxd's sporadic
The Whale?
inclusion of
The who?
The Whale.
Whale.
Oh, The Whale. Yeah, I saw The Whale.
I find
Yeah, that's
Letterboxd's sporadic inclusion of TV shows to be off-putting.
Okay, so I had to look that up because I couldn't understand it because I kind of am keeping a list of some streaming stuff too, but they don't keep TV shows. What they keep are limited series. If it's a limited series, it's only 6 episodes and done or 8 episodes and done or whatever. They put those in, but not forever running shows. So that's the difference.
There we go. That's
And it's annoying.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying. I wish they would just put shows in there too, so you could keep up with everything all in one spot.
One way or the other. It's just like all movies or all everything. Just pick.
Yeah, agree. All right, let's get in some stories.
All right. John Smith. Your time.
Perfect. He didn't want to hear Nico talk. That's what it is. I understand.
That was a good gur.
I understand.
That was a good gur.
It was. He got upset. He didn't want no part of that nonsense. He hates this story.
All right, here we go.
All right.
John Spatz has been tapped to write Netflix's live-action Gears of War movie. The streaming platform has just announced this week. Spatz is known for writing 2016's Doctor Strange, 2021's Dune, so, all right, and the upcoming Dune 2. He also penned 2012's Prometheus and 2016's Passengers.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, baby.
There is one glowing movie in this entire list right now.
Which one?
Dune is good.
Is it?
I like Dune.
Out of everything else.
Okay.
It is definitely the top of this list so far.
Maybe I'm being a little hyperbolic. I just always felt like Dune was an incomplete film, and it bothered me.
Yeah, but the
That's
writing
fair.
and dialogue and
Yeah.
That's reasonable. It is half of the movie. It is. We'll see how he lands the second half of the movie later.
He's got to stick the landing, baby.
Yeah. Gears of War, quote, is one of the all-time great action games with vivid characters, a beautifully designed world, and a combat system that drives home the lethality of war and the importance of standing by your squad mates, as Spatz wrote in a statement. Funny how the combat system doesn't matter because you're not playing a game, you're watching a movie. So Netflix announced that they had Gears of War as an option to make a live-action movie last November, partnering with the developer for the game, The Coalition, to create the movie based on the franchise, as well as an adult animated series. Now the film has a writer. We're step close to finding out who else is going to be in the movie. Fans want Dave Bautista, of course, because that would be great.
Well, and Dave Bautista has been kind of putting it out there himself that he'd like to do it, and I think he's a pretty solid pick for Phoenix.
I think that would work pretty well. And it's one Xbox property that is going to TV, but that hasn't worked out necessarily well for Halo.
It hasn't.
We do have shows with Minecraft and Fallout also coming as well, so we'll see how those go. Although I will say the set photos for Fallout
Look good.
How
Look
the quality
good.
of the show looks, like the production quality of the set photos looks great.
So I think this Gears of War show, Zach, it's gonna be better than
In Halo.
Last of Us.
I raise you. I raise you previous Netflix adaptations. Resident Evil.
That's not important. This is the one, baby. This is
Frankly,
this is it.
I would be happy to be wrong about this. That it succeeds Last of Us. I'd be like, we're finally on a roll, people. Finally. However, this is Netflix we're talking about. And secondly, I think they're going to fuck it up.
Okay, so to be fair,
You're familiar with the games.
I have
played
played all the games. I like the games. The stories are kind of stupid. So they really, I don't know how much worse they can get. I mean, the stories are kind of dumb in Gears of War. I'm sorry. They're just
because Last of Us, the story was the best part.
They're just they're a shooter game, and the stories are built around shooting set pieces. And I know that going into video game, I don't care. So how much worse could it be? Although I will say
it could have been worse, John.
Yeah.
A lot worse.
I feel like this game is more tailored to an adult animated series, though.
I
That
agree.
one kind of makes sense. It should
I
be
agree.
easy to do. But I mean, if they get Dave Bautista to play Phoenix and they really kind of like make the story good, then all right. But the CG is going to look like shit because it's Netflix.
It's
Well,
Netflix, and also it's a game that highly lends itself to
A lot of
a
CG.
lot of CG.
A lot.
I mean, Last of Us just showed it's like you can have a shit ton budget, but if you're gonna have little 30 by 30 sets,
Yeah.
you're gonna feel small.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep.
Especially since Gears of War is mega post-apocalypse alien
it really
invasion.
is.
Well,
It
Yeah,
really is.
big war alien invasion. You need to look good. Especially since like Netflix has admittedly kind of scaled back on some of its productions just because it's been bleeding money. It's bleeding money, and it's like now let's invest in a very like budget intensive sci-fi, futuristic, CGI heavy video game adaptation and animated spin-off series. It's like I don't know.
I think the only way that works is if they're just rolling back the amount of things they're doing.
Which is also probably a smart idea. I'm curious to see if this goes. I still would be surprised if this drops. I would not be surprised if this does not make it to screen.
Look,
I agree. It could still fall apart.
if the creators of Avatar
Mhm.
left the Netflix TV version
Mhm.
due to creative differences,
Yeah.
this is fucked.
No,
Well,
you're talking. He's
hold on,
talking about
yes.
the show based on the anime, not
The last
Yeah.
Airbender Avatar franchise,
Yes.
not James Cameron.
Not blue people.
not blue people.
I mean, any
Well,
true
wait.
fan would know it's just Avatar.
Some of us, some of us. Yeah.
I mean, have you seen the whole show yet?
I have the box set, but I haven't watched it.
You fucking dickhead.
I bought the box.
Shit.
I mean, it was $14, so I'm like, shit.
That's a good price for that.
Let me
set.
buy it. Let me buy it, so I have it.
You should watch that. You
I
should
think-
watch Come and See.
Who's doing the Fallout show? Does anybody know? Is that a Netflix?
Eli Roth.
No, I mean, like, do we know if it's
What
got a network
service?
deal? Yeah.
I don't remember off the top of my head. Zach looks like he's looking it up.
All
I
I know
think
is the set photos look really nice.
It's not.
And I think
it's
as a
Amazon. I think it's
showrunner,
Amazon.
Eli could be okay. And Amazon could be an okay place. Amazon, I think their production values are better than Netflix's. They just, like, Rings of Power, I dipped because I got bored, but it looked good. It looked beautiful.
Yeah,
And it was well acted.
Yeah, I don't think the production value, although the costuming's not great, but I think that's not the problem of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I overall like.
Oh, sorry.
Their,
Eli Roth is doing Borderlands.
Yeah, Borderlands,
Yeah.
which makes more sense for Eli Roth, I think.
Sorry. Fallout TV show is Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
That's why the set pieces look good.
Creators are Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy. So they left.
Okay. All
so
right.
they left Westworld and went to Fallout.
Then it has potential.
You know what?
That's-
That actually
that works.
that's a good transition.
that
Yeah.
tracks.
It is. And I think the Fallout, as you know, because of the world building is so strong. I haven't played the games, but I've seen a
There's
lot of
so
videos.
much you can do with a
story
Fallout
is-
TV show.
The story in Fallout is good. It's just not my style of game. Like it, I've listened to videos discussing the stories and plots
Mhm.
from the Fallout. So I'm like, this is great. I fucking hate these games though.
Well, I look at Fallout and it looks like story wise the kind of game that I really gravitate to. But I honestly simply have not played it because of one reason, because I see how deep the menus are. And I'm like, no, that's
If you don't like
Yeah.
Skyrim,
that's too much minutia for me. I just want to play. I'm
Yeah,
not doing
it-
it.
Yeah, the menu system is
That's fair.
Yeah, intense.
I got to
But-
spend 30 minutes picking out which pair of pants I want to wear. I probably should do something else. It's
I
not.
mean, you
for
do
me.
that in real life.
I do. I do.
When Fallout 4 came out, I spent 2.5 hours just getting my character's face right.
fuck
Oh
off.
God!
Fuck
no.
that.
You would
No.
absolutely detest Fallout 4 because it's got this
Oh.
whole mechanic of like building your settlements. You don't have to do it, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
would-
At one point, I just stopped playing the storyline and was building settlements to the skies.
Oh
It's
my God!
amazing. I had Yaogwai in
Hell
my car.
no.
Hell to no, no, no.
Hell to the
I
no.
mean, I'm playing Gears 5 now, and I get annoyed because I have to equip shit on the Android I've got with me. And I'm like, really?
Really?
Yeah, you have a floating droid, and he has tools to open doors.
That pisses you off though?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to do all this shit. Fuck this. I just want to go shoot shit. Let me just shoot. I want to pick my gun. That's enough. That's
Even Call of Duty has like, do you want the small grip? Here's the pros and cons of that shit.
I don't play Call of Duty.
Well, what I'm saying is even the most simplistic I want shoot gun
Yeah.
still has like, would you like the 50 round mag? It's heavier,
You know, speaking of
but
Amazon,
you get 50 rounds.
Yeah.
speaking of
Go
Amazon
ahead.
Prime, though, that's also where Henry Cavill moved to because they gave him the chance to make a Warhammer
Yep.
40K
Yep.
TV show, which is also going to be super CGI intensive. But it is Amazon is just kind of eating Netflix's lunch. It is just definitely like playing to an
They
audience well.
The only problem is Amazon's what'd you do? Oh, hey buddy.
Yeah, I was waiting
Amazon's-
to see how long it would take you to notice the I'm in.
Oh, it was gonna take a minute. Amazon's application is suck. Like it just sucks. I hate their app. I hate it on Roku. I hate it everywhere.
It's not good.
I don't really
Side
wanna-
note though, and I know this is TV, but it's kind of like all blended this week because news kind of sucked. But on Amazon Prime, I'm watching Swarm. Tina, have you looked at Swarm yet?
I've looked at it. I have not given it a play yet.
Is it about like some people are saying? Is this supposed to be like a spin on Beyonce's Beehive? Like,
Yes.
yeah.
It's about a one particular girl who's part of the swarm. They call them the swarm that love this singer so much. Well, she goes to, just don't tell her you don't like the singer. I'm just saying, don't fucking tell her you don't like this the pop star because.
Wait a minute. Who is this?
What do you mean?
There's
Who's
a
what?
new person in the chat.
Oh,
Hi, it's Nate.
oh, you're talking about Nathan. Nathan has joined the chat. Yes.
I just want to make sure our listeners aren't confused.
Oh, hi, it's me. It's Nathan, the gay one, the one that opposes all other
Right.
opinions.
Exactly.
The Oscar
Nathan,
winner.
you
The Oscar
you actually
winner,
should
yeah.
watch. Yeah, the Oscar winner.
Mhm.
You should watch Swarm also. I think you would like it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. All right. So moving on.
All right. So the upcoming sequel to the 1996 Twister has found its first lead actress in Daisy Edgar Jones.
Who the fuck
As
is
spotted
that?
by Deadline, Daisy Edgar Jones will be starring in Twisters. The 1996 films known for starring Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton. Edgar Jones is known for her acclaimed work in the TV series Normal People, as well as co-starring in World of the War series. Despite being rumored back in 2020, it seems as though Twisters is finally coming together. The film allegedly went into production last year at Universal, and Amblin were still hunting for a director after Top Gun Maverick's Joseph Kosinski didn't pan out. Now, we finally know the director of Twisters will be Lee Isaac Chung, most notable for his work on Minari, as well as a recent episode of The Mandalorian.
Oh no.
While we still don't have a concrete idea of the plot, it seems likely that Edgar Jones will star as the daughter of Dr. Joe Harding, played by Helen Hunt, and Dr. Bill Harding, played by Bill Paxton. Though whether or not she's following in her parents' footsteps, yet to be seen, but let's be honest, of course she will. The original Twister pulled in $494 million at the global box office in 1996, largely in part to its groundbreaking special effects for the time. Now, more than 25 years later, will we likely see another visual spectacle?
No.
I just like the idea of if she plays these characters' daughter. I just imagine she's become disillusioned, but the Twisters pull her back in, literally, because it's a tornado.
I think I was just complaining about the whole like formula of legacy characters in franchises, and maybe it's because they're finally hitting on one that I really love, because I keep thinking, is this a thing without Helen Hunt in it?
Is she not going to be in it?
Wait. I
don't
know where
know.
this is going. Okay. So Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton broke up.
Yeah.
They had a kid, but they broke up.
Yep.
Years later, a Twister, we get CGI Bill Paxton. The Twister kills Bill Paxton. And now the mother-daughter combo have to go after that motherfucker.
To kill the Twister.
Yes.
But then, spoiler alert for the last act, the Twister splits into two.
And kills Helen Hunt.
Yes.
End of second act.
Kills her with a cow. Flings a cow.
That would
If
actually
they
be
have
fucking
not
hilarious.
named if Daisy Edgar Jones's character is not named Dorothy, I'm leaving
Oh
the
man,
theater.
that would be great.
I mean, that
No,
would
I
be...
mean,
It turns out
Yeah.
the Twister is the one that kills Pa Kent in Man of Steel, where he's just like, sorry, Kevin Costner.
it's funny. Like, I feel like looking at the original movie,
It's not good.
No, the original movie is fun. The original movie,
I
wrong with
love
the
the
original
original movie.
I think the
Fuck
original movie's
off.
good.
It's got a good
I
song
like the
mix.
original movie.
I like the
still
original
watch-
movie.
Like when it's really storming, I will watch Twister.
It was randomly on the other day, and Ada and I sat and watched half of it because it was just on.
Yeah.
I like that movie. I think it.
I mean, it's John DuPont.
I think it does what it's supposed to do script wise. It keeps it simple. It doesn't flush out too much garbage, which I think is what happens a lot of times now. Is you take what should be a simple, clean, hour and a half action movie and put a bunch of complicated shit on it. That
I'll be
doesn't
honest.
work.
I think the original Twister is what gave me my love for destruction porn.
Didn't it? It started it, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
It started my love for apocalyptic or like weather movies.
I look.
Without
Of course
Twister, we
it's
would
got
have
a
never
good
had
sound mix.
Geostorm.
Or Hurricane Heist.
Or Hurricane Heist.
Oh, what a piece of shit.
So I didn't put the trailer in the list because it looked awful. Nathan, if you had been here like for the entire show, I would have put the trailer in there. There's something coming out now, like this year, called Supercell, that is a tornado movie, and it looks awful.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
The
it looks
worse it
awful.
looks,
No.
the more I need to see it.
That you know what that actually needs to be about? It needs to be about a tornado hitting a maximum security prison. That's the Supercell.
I
just somebody make that.
It makes-
movie.
It's a sequel to
come
Hurricane
on.
Heist.
Yeah, exactly.
so that's actually should be the subtitle to Hurricane Heist 2, Supercell.
Supercell. Yeah, man. I
Hollywood
And then-
needs to pay you the big
I can get a
bucks.
few $100,000 off of that movie.
I hope this is good. I honestly, I hate to say this because I really normally hate the legacy characters. I hope Helen Hunt is back in it. And I hope it's clean and simple like the first movie.
Yeah.
And I hope the CGI is good because for
I
the
know
time
Carrie
that
Eels will
Twister
be back
came
in
out,
Uh-huh.
you know he won't be
Well,
in it?
Yeah. 'cause
Oh, no, he
it's
won't
not.
be in it.
I feel like Helen Hunt, if she comes back, she's gonna be like the new Aunt May character.
Oh,
That'll be
Or
fine.
Meg.
It's fine.
yeah.
Meg.
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 Meg. With her golden
sh-
retriever.
She didn't have to be in it all the way through. I don't know. I feel like there's a connectivity. It's hard for me anyway because this we have no Bill Paxton, we have no Richard Donner, so
Mhm.
Or
Or Philip Seymour.
Hoffman.
or
yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, yeah, who was
It's-
really
Who
fun
I
in
still
that movie.
quote to this day when I go, food.
At this point,
And no Carrie Elways.
why make,
And no Carrie Elways, but
I mean,
you
at this point,
can't
just
have it.
make
I mean-
another.
Okay, hear me out.
Oh God,
You want an antagonist outside of that asshole Twister that killed Bill Paxton. Carrie Elways comes back. He survived the explosion.
He survived the explosion, but he melded with like half of his Dorothy machine.
No,
Yeah,
So now
no,
it's like
no,
cyborg.
Tina, no. He melded with the Twister.
Yes!
that's like the Twister actually forms the dirt that it's sucking up from the ground forms
He-
into his face.
Wait. He has
Like Jor-El from Superman, it just
Wait.
forms into his face.
he is melded with the Dorothy system he had, and it became a device that creates the Twisters, and he's the one that sent it after Bill Paxton.
oh,
They
even
killed
better, even better. They're near the beach, and all of a sudden, a shark flies by, and they're like, "Is this a Sharknado? No, we got sharks." Instead,
It's Cocaine Shark.
Wow.
Yes.
Cocaine Shark.
Just give us a script, Hollywood.
These all sound better. I was gonna say these all sound better than probably what it actually is.
I'll tell you something
At
that
least
was.
that's dumb as shit.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
something
go ahead.
that was a good movie. Was a movie that Nico and I saw this Sunday called Dungeons and Dragons. Honored Among Thieves.
Yes.
Did
How
you like
was
it?
Dungeons
Oh,
and
we
Dragons?
really liked it. It's a lot of fun.
It was a fun adventure movie. Like that kind of fantasy adventure, kind of almost 80s feel. I thought it was surprisingly earnest in a lot of ways.
There's, especially if you play D&D, there's a lot of
All right, here's the thing I would say:
fun Easter eggs and nods, and
you do not have
You
to
don't have
play
to.
Dungeons and Dragons to
Yeah.
enjoy Dungeons and Dragons the movie. This one, if you are familiar with the game and a lot of the just cliches of the game, you'll get a lot of stuff out of it.
yeah,
If you're familiar with the Forgotten Realms, which is one of the most popular adventure settings and also where this one takes place, you will get a lot out of it.
yes.
But you do not need any of that to enjoy this movie.
I just need to know one thing.
Okay.
Do we get like 70% of the way into the film, and it's revealed that everything we're seeing is just a regular D&D session.
No.
And then we cut back to the movie.
Nope.
No.
I didn't see that coming.
0 out of 5.
I didn't. See that.
Well, I mean,
No.
the creator,
I don't want that.
The directors and writers like flat out said that early on. It's like, this is not a meta movie. It is not going to pull back.
It's not Lego movie.
Yeah, it's not like this is earnestly happening in the world. It is a reality to these characters. It is not them playing D&D.
Yeah.
See, I keep hearing, and this what I wanted this movie to be was sort of that low grade fantasy that we used to get a lot of in the 80s, like Dragon Slayer and Clash of the Titans. If it's in that kind of space, I'm here for it. I love that shit.
I think it is.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, they have a lot of good practical effects work. It's got a lot of CGI because dragons and whatnot and magic.
Yeah.
But there were particularly the humanoid sized creatures that are in there. They don't do a lot, but they are in there. Are puppetry, animatronic, or actual practical.
Oh,
effects.
nice.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
You see some of it really early on in the beginning of the movie,
And they have some of my favorite races. So
yeah. So it's fun. I had a good time with it. I want to go back to AMC when it's open proper because they have a D20 popcorn bucket, and I really want it.
Oh shit! I need that for this room.
In Thailand, they have the cup is an actual working dice tower.
Oh my god!
And I'm like, motherfucker.
Well, if you guys do go to AMC to get that bucket, you got to let me know and I'll Venmo you and just get me one too for the room.
That's like the third person
awesome.
who's told me, hey, get me this fucking bucket.
So let me ask you, do you think it's going to do well at the box office?
Yes, because everything else, other than John Wick, everything else is not great right now.
And
I think it does have a window. It does have a window.
I would like to think that word of mouth will help this one because it is a lot of fun.
They've also been very proactive in doing advanced screenings. Like we went to an advanced screening because Amazon released for if you were an Amazon Prime subscriber, you have the option to purchase tickets. It wasn't a free screening. You just have the option to purchase earlier tickets. They're doing another one, I think, this Sunday. Mm-hmm. They're doing one next Wednesday. I saw a press release go out where they're giving away, some theaters are giving away a cloth map, and I got super pissed because I want that. But they are very aggressively trying to get the word out about this movie.
Yeah.
Is this an Amazon financed movie?
No, I don't think so. I thought it was weird. Amazon,
because I'm wondering why the connection to Prime is such a thing.
I think it's because it's Paramount. I think it's Paramount making the movie. I know it's Paramount and Hasbro's E1 production company made the movie, and I think part of it is just to kind of vet those studios, Paramount and E1, trying to be aggressive in getting the word out. So going to people like Amazon, it's like, hey, this is a good idea. Could you do a advanced screening thing? So I think that's probably one aspect, but also D&D material sells like crazy on Amazon.
Yeah.
So that's also a good thing.
Like before Nico buys any kind of D&D stuff, at a physical store, he'll always price check it on Amazon.
Yeah, I feel bad. I would rather support my local gaming shops, but it's a lot of times books are like $20 cheaper on Amazon.
It's hard to pass up that. It's hard to. Weirdly, as monolithic as Amazon is, and potentially destructive to the theatrical experience as they could be, Amazon is more behind it than any other streamer at this point. Amazon still puts a lot of their stuff out in theaters, even if it's limited. So, and they're still paying at theaters. Every turn your phone off ad that plays in front of a movie is an Amazon Prime commercial at this point. So, I'm glad that's a thing. I'm glad the movie's good too, because I'm actually really excited for it. I love the cast. So awesome. I'll be seeing it opening weekend for sure.
I hope I win my film ball.
Oh shit. All right, let's move to TV because this is not a TV story, but Zach's got some exciting news. He can't contain himself.
Boy, give me just.
Why do we gotta have the dramatic pause every time you do a story?
Let me take you back.
Let me drink
to the moon.
If you take us back,
to the moon.
I'm just gonna read it for you.
Okay.
So, according to this article, Gamestop
GME.
back in the green as it's reported a profit of $48.2 million in the fourth quarter of a fiscal year. Video game retail giant reported its financial results during the earnings call yesterday, making its first profitable quarter. And you know what happened to the goddamn stock?
Shut up.
Had a big green dildo that shot up.
You
on
should
the
have sold,
ticker.
baby.
The fuck that. I'm still way down.
Yeah, you are.
Look, his hands are made of diamonds.
Yeah, he's so far.
Full disclosure.
down.
I have 8.8 shares of stock. I have been holding onto those bitches, and I don't care at this point. If it happens, it happens. But I'm too far down, and I don't fucking care. Just
So, did they
ride it out.
did they actually say in the article how they made money? Because that's what I'm curious about. Go on, you can read it.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to see if they say that here.
Did
Mister,
you not
I didn't edit my
proofread your
story.
story?
He
No.
did not.
Well, based on the question he just
this is why I
asked-
needed you here, Nathan. I would have given it to you.
Well, the only positive gain GameStop got is the 1.391 billion in cash and cash equivalents, which they sold. They sold stock to gain that. So because of the influx of the price action.
oh,
going
so this
up-
is false profit.
no, that happened a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
That 1.3 billion happened because of that. For when they got that, they were able to pay off all the debt, and they're able to restructure. So they have $1 billion plus sitting. They can do whatever they want. They have no debt, and they just had a profitable quarter.
Well, yeah, but
retailer
you also
credit-
got to keep in mind they also had some not so good numbers too. Like their inventory dropped, their net sales dropped. So
Yeah, so it's like false. It rings false. It's not actual store sales or profitability. This is all stock shifting that made them money, which kind of sucks. I'd like to see GameStop find a way to be a store that matters, and I don't know if they can do it.
I am on the online discourse. I am on Super Stonk and whatnot. The idea is some speculate that they're going to buy out like Bed Bath and Beyond and try to become this giant to rival Amazon in terms of things they sell, and
It'll
they
never
already
work.
have storefronts. Amazon doesn't have that.
I think
That's-
that is a weird partnership.
Yeah.
I think that's some bullshit like internet talk because they're two like hot stocks on the Reddit scene. Those two companies don't make any sense together,
Well,
except that they both are failing.
they both were bought by the chairman,
Yeah.
Ryan Cohen. But Ryan Cohen sold his portion of BBBY, which would have been fucking nice to know because I bought that shit. And
Well-
guess what? I bought it at $12.
Yeah.
And guess where it is now? 80.
$3.50.
So yeah, I'm at a 93% loss on that motherfucker.
That's on you, girl. That's on you.
Yeah.
The only thing I just
Fuck
like
it.
I used to love GameStop back in the day, and I just wish they would find some way to have an impact on pop culture again, other than just manipulating their money, paying off bills, which is great, paying off, killing their debt. But what are they going to do to be like a store that's going to matter over the next 10 years?
Well, I'll
I've
tell
got
you
a-
what, the 3 rounds of layoffs that they did sure as hell mattered to some people.
I've got a friend of
Yeah,
mine.
right?
I got a friend of mine that still works at GameStop, and he was telling me last year, getting towards like latter half of last year, it's like, yeah, I would not be surprised if the company's gone after this year. That it just liquidates, which obviously didn't happen, but there does not seem to be confidence inside GameStop, and just anecdotally from one
From their
person, but-
employees.
Which is
Anecdotally,
weird.
yeah.
I mean, they have like $1 billion to sit on.
Yeah, but who go like
buy
Restructure
stuff-
your company.
physical media in the game world, sadly, is dead. Very few
Yeah.
people buy physical copies of games anymore.
Well, because why bother is the reason. Because when you get a disc, you still have to download and install it. So what's the point?
You're not thinking,
And you still got to be online to play them most of the
Yeah.
time, even if you got a disc.
you know what I would do?
What would you do?
Okay. So what's another store that take out console gaming.
Yeah.
You still have PC gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you want to build a PC. Now, where do you go to get your parts?
Nobody does that anymore.
Amazon.
It is a very small market
Knew it.
that
Hang
does
on, hang
actual
on,
computer
hang on.
building.
eBay.
There's a company called Micro Center.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have storefronts. Make it like mini Micro Centers.
We saw Fry's. We saw a whole shit ton of those companies, including 2 here that died because no one does it anymore, other than a small market of builders.
hold gaming not conventions, but little tournaments.
But you're not
Like-
gonna get the amount.
And no
of-
one does that. We had 2 places here, one in Franklin and one in Nashville, that did gaming tournaments, and no one fucking goes.
There's one in the Cool Springs Mall.
Yeah,
There's people always in there when I go.
then why aren't there more of them?
But it's such a small percentage of people compared
It
to
is.
an overall population, Zach.
None of this seems like enough to carry a company the size of GameStop.
No.
Is my point.
Like
These are very small niches, and I don't see it's enough to carry
I
them. and I
would
wish
love
it
to
was.
see you go on Shark Tank and pitch this. I
Okay,
just wanna-
Okay, hear me out. I have 2 hands,
Yeah.
and I'm holding on to my stock.
Hold it on,
because
baby.
Fuck it.
Now, you know what where I did see a gaming cafe that I think was an interesting location that I think is really the only place that it kind of makes sense is I saw an airport. And that was kind of cool because you could go in and buy an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours.
That
and
would
just
be cool.
game while you're waiting on your plane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool.
that's in Austin, Texas.
Airports
Yeah, I
are
saw
oddly,
it's there, and I saw it somewhere else too.
airports are oddly untapped resources for a lot of stuff. I like every time I go into an airport and I go into their bookstores, and I just wonder why is there no or little to no graphic novel selection in any of these stores? What would be way easier to read on a plane than a comic book? Way quicker.
Yep.
You actually could finish this on a flight. And in the fact that they don't exist in airports, it just boggles my mind. And
Even if they had one spinner, like one
Yeah.
spinner rack,
If it
old,
was just
old
like-
school style.
and I can only guess it's just one getting into a airport is probably got to be terrible. Just the process
Yeah.
of getting a store into there, and once you're in, but the fact that there are existing bookstores that don't do this, that would, especially ones that are tied already to distributors that could easily get graphic novels that just don't do this, is still just
Mhm.
weird. But I think that would be good. I think video games would be good as well. You go in and get a new Switch game and then just play your Switch while you're on the plane and stuff like that. I think, I think that is a really good avenue to explore.
Yeah, I like the
Steven should go on Shark Tank.
That's right.
I like the Amsterdam airport because I could go and
Oh.
buy Tony Chocolonely all I want.
Oh, Amsterdam Airport is great. That airport is a straight up mall, and it's really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Anyway, my stock's up 50%. How's your stocks
You
doing?
better enjoy it. I don't even check my stocks right now. I don't check any of them.
I'm
I
only down $400.
I don't even look.
That's no bull. I'm
Yeah.
down $400.
Yeah.
But if you really want to talk about a legacy media store chain,
Sorry, I was checking my stock.
Tina, that was a segue. That worked.
That was an
perfectly.
awesome response, though. Come on. That's pretty great.
The website for Blockbuster Video, owned by Dish Network, has remained essentially unchanged for a decade or so, but not anymore. This week, the site has been replaced by a blue screen with yellow lettering in the Blockbuster font, which says, "Please be kind while we remind on mobile," and "We are working on rewinding your movie on desktop." No other context is given for what to expect when the site comes back. Blockbuster, which once boasted over 9,000 locations, filed for bankruptcy in 2010, and by 2014, all of the chain's corporate stores were closed. Other stores owned by individuals who licensed the Blockbuster brand for their franchise continued to operate after that, but at this point, there's only one left in Bend, Oregon. In recent years, Dish has licensed the Blockbuster brand for a number of projects and products that trade on nostalgia, including Netflix's Blockbuster TV show,
Canceled.
as well as board games, clothing, and a number of Blockbuster branded movie poster puzzles. Blockbuster.com has remained more or less unchanged since 2014, like I said, until now. This year, the Bend Blockbuster store teased a Super Bowl ad, which led some fans and consumers to hope that the brand could be coming back in a bigger way, either as a streaming service or as an online retailer. Instead, it turned out to be a fun gimmick where the store released their ad on Super Bowl Sunday, but only on VHS and YouTube. The recent revival of Toys R Us as an in-store boutique brand for Macy's also led to questions about what other nostalgic brands could return in a similar way. The Bend store, the subject of the documentary film The Last Blockbuster, also trades on its status as the last vestige of an iconic American brand by selling branded merchandise for what has effectively become a tourist destination. The documentary
Side note-
itself...
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
The documentary
Go ahead.
itself, crowdfunded on Kickstarter, debuted at a local drive-in theater during the pandemic and then became a viral hit when it came to, irony of ironies, Netflix. A VHS copy of the movie is currently available on Lunchmeat VHS, and the Blockbuster Bend website has it available in more contemporary formats.
Hot take, that documentary is not very good.
I was about to say that documentary. I fell asleep.
It was a wasted opportunity. There's some interesting bits in there, but the movie's pretty badly done.
Did it go
And
over
it's-
how they were using it as like an Airbnb for like a short bit?
I think they do talk about that. My favorite part was seeing how they still have movies on the shelves because they don't have. There's not a different distribution infrastructure for video stores anymore between the studios and video stores. So the owner, would literally go out Tuesday morning, the minute Walmart and these different stores open, and was buying movies off the shelves to put in Blockbuster. So she would go in and pay retail to buy up a bunch of new releases every week, so that they had stuff to rent still, which is crazy. But that was, watching her do that was the most interesting part, I think, of that movie. It's what stuck with me. There's a lot of speculation about what's happening. It's interesting that Dish Network owns them because I think of the satellite companies, I think they're probably getting hammered by DirecTV, and both of those companies, I think, are long in the tooth.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're going to use this, like they should, to start a Netflix competitor.
I don't think that's the route to go. I don't know what the route should be, but I don't think Netflix competitor is the right way to go because we have enough Netflix competitors. We don't need another. We don't need the market to be more crowded. If they did something that was, I don't know. Streaming seems like it's the obvious way it should go, and it also seems like it's the totally wrong way it should go because it's just not going to work.
What else would you do with it?
I have no idea. I don't have
Yeah.
I mean, you just cash in on nostalgia, sell merchandise. Do what the store is doing in Band. It's just like, here's t-shirts and tourist straps, and
They've been doing that for years. And it was interesting because if you looked at the website before this splash screen went up, it looked the same as it did in 2010. They had not touched it.
like we have the board card game, like the trivia game.
It's
Have it
fun.
too, yeah.
Yeah.
It gets although
It does get repetitive and easy to win because you start using the same charades for a lot of things.
it needs, especially if you play with the same people over and over. You need refreshed cards. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Like the boys have not seen like 90% of the movies that are on the cards, but they started actually being able to compete with us because they remembered certain charades that we had done before.
Oh. Well, I don't know. I think it's
Maybe
interesting.
they'll put together an event company called Blockbusters where they have like movie themed birthday parties, baby showers, and events.
Well, you know what they could do?
It's the
They could
adult
do?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go there. You know what they could do? It seems like such small potatoes, kind of compared to the size of
potatoes.
Dish Network. I would like some potatoes. But what they could do, what would be cool, is if you did like a retro, like 90s convention with that brand to compete with like Wizard World or Comic Con, but it was all like nostalgia type of stuff. That would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that still seems small compared to what they probably have invested in the brand, because I'm pretty sure Dish Network spent a lot of money to get it.
I'm looking at the Bend Oregon Blockbusters website, and yeah, they're doing what I said they should do, like cash in on merchandising. They've got this really cool shirt that's Until the Bitter End with this giant like cicada cockroach creature standing over the Blockbuster. Like at the end of the world, we're still here. He's like, I kind of want that shirt. That's really cool.
Oh, I want a lot of stuff from there. That's on my bucket list to go there. Isn't it? What's the website?
It is bendblockbuster.com.
All right. Oh, all right. Very retro looking website design. Not in a good way.
Well, I mean, mobile looks it looks okay. It doesn't look particularly special, but it doesn't look terrible.
But see, the way what happens is, or what happened back in the old days of Blockbuster, is you had their corporate stores, and then you had these privately owned stores that bought the rights to the brand, and that's why this last Blockbuster has still been able to continue to sell this merchandise, is because they bought the rights to the brand. So what they're doing literally has nothing to do with what Dish Network could be doing.
Does the documentary go over the licensing agreement? Because I wonder, is it a reoccurring licensing agreement they have to renew, or did they buy permanent rights?
I don't remember if they broached that discussion too much.
Are they still signing a check to Dish so they can still be Blockbuster?
Right. I don't know. I'm not sure how that worked out. If they did talk about it, I don't remember, because I didn't fall asleep during it, but I did kind of zone out during it because it's not particularly well done.
Sounds like that's too interesting of material for this documentary.
It is. Like, I look at that documentary and I'm like, damn, we could have crushed that. Just saying we could have crushed that. But I'm fascinated. It's funny how things just look different in the nostalgia glasses, because I remember as a kid, I would get mad at Blockbuster because it was so damn expensive. Because to rent from Blockbuster was a lot more expensive than going to like Movie Gallery or Hollywood Video.
Yeah,
And
it's like
also,
Family Video.
well, I was gonna say also, like, Hollywood Video was at least in my mind, in my neighborhood, Hollywood Video was the one that like pioneered 5-night rentals. Like Blockbuster was like 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why would I go to Blockbuster? I can go to Hollywood Video and get 5 nights on my movie.
I don't know that I really cared as much about the 5-night rental on movies, but it was huge for me when it came to renting video games.
Yes, because that's what I rented when I was a kid. That's what I did.
Yeah, I rented a lot of stuff. I would rent everything I could rent. I would rent before we bought it to see if I actually liked it.
There were definitely video games that would have been cheaper for me to have bought, but I rented instead enough times.
That's funny. But there's no doubt that of the video store era, Blockbuster is the iconic brand. So I'm curious what they might be doing. I hope it's not something lame, like they're just going to launch a bunch of merchandise. That would suck.
And I hope it's not something as stupid as Netflix competitor, because let's face it, Nico's right. The market's already so saturated with streaming services, nobody's going to sign up for it.
The only way I think it could work, that it would make a difference, is if they could manage to make some kind of VOD type of deal with all the major studios. Because Netflix doesn't have that. Netflix has some of them. But the problem is a lot of them, like Paramount, has their own service now, so they don't want to license out their stuff as much. I mean, you can still get Sony and Universal, I think, but I don't know. I'm curious. I'll keep an eye on it over the next few weeks and see.
Obviously we can't rent any movies, so what can we buy, Steven?
Oh, we can buy some movies, baby. We can do that. Megan is out an unrated version this week, but it's stupid because it's just a Blu-ray.
The 4K is on
Peacock.
Yeah. Inland Empire is out.
Stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid. Dragon Slayer came out in a 4K and a beautiful steelbook.
Can I ask why the fuck Inland Empire is out on a standard blue?
I don't know.
I get you shot it on mini DV, but you just restored it in 4K.
I don't know.
And then Criterion's like, nah.
Well, maybe it's still coming, and that's why I say
then why the fuck
don't buy
this?
I don't trust Criterion, damn it. I'm very selective of what I spend with Criterion because I don't know what they're going to upgrade.
Yeah.
All right. So also Star Trek Strange New Worlds season 1 is out, And honestly, based off Nico's recommendation, I'm thinking of just buying this because you can get the entire first season for $35 on Blu-ray, which
that's
is
pretty good. It's
a good
a
price.
short season. It's I think 10 episodes. It's just Star Trek.
And that's what I want.
The best description of the show is like it feels like Star Trek. It feels like have episodes of TOS or TNG just on the screen. It's like it's episodic in the right ways. It's just what I want out of a Star Trek show. And I think it's a good palate cleanser. With like Discovery is definitely kind of the torchbearer of like the what is the mainline Trek right now in terms of like that ongoing plot. Picard is that legacy material, which season 3 is still so good.
I can't wait to see it.
Yes.
I'm holding out. I'm waiting for them to complete this damn merger with Showtime, so I don't have to sign up for another service because I already have Showtime.
The most recent episode that came out last week of Picard has a character that was pretty regular for a season or maybe 2 that I did not expect to pop up, and it was so good. It was the perfect way to pull from legacy material in terms of kind of making it matter to the current material.
Was it Data's cat and then revealed to be a Flurkin?
Yes, but Picard's great. And in Stranger Worlds, it's just straight up classic Star Trek.
All right. I have that on my bucket want list. I'm gonna just pick it up because that is a good price for an entire season of TV. Even though it's a short season, it's still fine.
Mm-hmm.
Red Eye is out in 4K from Paramount Presents, so that's cool. I like Red Eye. A lot of people don't like Red Eye because it's Wes Craven, so they automatically expect horror movie. It is not a horror movie; it's a thriller, and there's a big difference. And
is that the one
I
with
really
the
like it.
flight
With Cillian Murphy, I think?
Yeah,
that's Cillian Murphy. Yeah, and I think he's great in it. Also, Babylon is out in Blu-ray, Steelbook, and 4K.
Whoop, this just beeped on my radar.
Steelbook's nice too.
That elephant scene, really crisp, right?
It really crisp in 4K.
Right? It's just the first 2 minutes,
and it's great. It's a must see.
There's a sticker on there, non-Oscar winning.
Oscar losing.
Oscar
losing.
Dude, it should have won best score.
It should have won best score.
Academy Award loser for best score.
Academy Award losing Babylon.
Like that's the only one this year. So I can just look at it and objectively go, no.
Oh, you make me so mad. Yeah. That one hurt a little bit.
Academy Award losing Zach Martin.
You know what?
True. He did.
Fuck you. Did. I like the movie.
Since Nathan won the Academy Awards game.
Of all people.
Hey, but I had y'all go in that first half.
You did have us go in the first half. I thought something terrible was going to happen. Oh, but I did get this. Look at this. I won this online.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's the new Steelbook that's out. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Massacre.
Massacre.
Some people like to save it.
For our audio listeners, he held up the Steelbook of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
1974, the original.
Not the new one? Not the good one?
No, not the good one, not the new one.
Some people like to import their 4Ks in.
Oh, yeah, I know. I imported it. So we're going to do a side-by-side comparison when the second site from the UK comes in. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, somebody paid for that shit 2 months ago.
They sure did.
And is still waiting on it.
And you're going to continue to wait till the end of April. Because that's when we're going to get it. Yep. All right, let's bring this thing to an end. I'm getting hungry. Nico, where do we find you on the internet, sir?
You can find most of my social networks under Nico Scream, or you can just go to nicholasqualls.com and find everything I do. And if you want to get me baby stuff, my registry is there as well. Say hi, Evie.
Nice.
She's asleep.
Tina?
You can find me on those major social media, which I will not post because I am sleep deprived and will try to nap as much as possible. But if you do find me, that is Cheddar Popper, CHEDRPOPPR.
So we have different strategies. I, in my sleep deprivation, do post about how sleep deprived I am.
Yeah.
And once again, happy birthday to Tina.
Happy birthday to you.
No, you guys sing it like Marilyn Monroe. I'm the president. Come on.
Happy birthday,
Cringe.
Oh God. Oh God.
Wow,
Uncomfortable.
that's better
Oh.
than blogging.
Make it stop.
Make it drop. That's a wet ass
Ass
pussy.
Oh, Nathan, I talked about your documentary you made me watch. I talked about it at the
Oh,
beginning
it's
of
so
the
good,
show.
actually.
It's good. You're right. So, Nathan, where do we find you, Nathan?
You can't find me on the internet right now. Yeah. So here.
All right, Zach.
You can find me on Instagram. I'm Master of the Matrix 91. And you can find me on Steam and Discord as a dangerous mute lunatic. But most importantly, you can find me on Letterboxd, Master Z91.
Where you post things?
I post what I see.
Okay.
I mean, you can
Yep.
look at my watch history.
There you go. So find me at All Things OTS Movies, mostly currently on Instagram and TikTok. Hopefully I get to continue on TikTok. We'll see how the week goes.
What's going on with TikTok?
The TikTok hearings are happening this week as we speak. And most interestingly, I saw today that one of the big multi-million-dollar investors in Facebook has taken a bunch of senators out to dinner tonight. How interesting is that? Just saying.
Crazy.
I want dinner.
Strange random happenstance.
Strange random happenstance. So
I
we'll
want
see how
that
it goes. Yeah. All right. We'll see everybody next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.